Check.
Yeah.
Check.
Tell Benu to.
Check. Check.
Tell these people wants to speak. Tell Mama. Yeah, she's still in that one.
Try talking on the mic for 1 minute. Just say hi, good morning, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I need to listen to the audio there.
Yeah.
Everyone, please take your seats. The orientation will start in a few minutes.
But not now. Tell us also.
morning, one and all. I am Sophie Blessing, a second-year B.Tech CSE student.
And I am Hema Mayuka, a second-year B.Tech ECE student.
On behalf of the authorities, faculty, and student community, it is my great pleasure to welcome you all to KLH deemed to be University. A special welcome to those of you who are on campus for the first time. I hope that you all will discover over the next 2 days what I have learned in my 1 year here at KL, that you have entered a lively, challenging, diverse, and warm community.
To you parents here, I look forward to getting to know the exceptional young people you have raised and to helping provide a rich array of opportunities for them to learn, to grow, to discover who they are and how they want to make a difference in the world.
To you students, the class of 2024, welcome. I am here to say a few introductory words about the heart of your KL University experience, the intellectual adventure that you are about to undertake. KLEF, deemed to be university, originally established as KL College of Engineering in 1980 to 81, has an exemplary history of academic excellence. This institution has received significant accolades over the years.
In 2012, it was accredited with an A grade by NAC. This was followed by a re-accreditation in 2018, where it achieved its prestigious A++ grade. Further, in 2019, it was recognized as a Category 1 institute by the UGC and the MHRD, a testament to its high standards of education and research. KL University has been a pioneer in technical education in southern India, leveraging over 4 decades of expertise. KLEF inaugurated its second off-campus in Baurampet in the year 2022. Its proximity to the city, combined with the state-of-the-art infrastructure, inspired by the best academic hubs, offers a significant advantage.
This KLH Bachupally campus, part of this off-campus expansion, boasts a distinguished faculty of over 150 reputed teaching members, with more than 90% holding PhDs from prestigious institutions like IITs, NITs, and central universities. Among them are postdoctorates with degrees from top Indian universities and international institutions in South Korea, Japan, and Brazil. This campus is home to over 800 students enrolled in programs such as CSE, ECE, CSIT, and BCA, fostering a vibrant community that promotes innovative thinking and research.
Our esteemed founder, Koneru Lakshmaya Garu, envisioned KLEF deemed to be university as a premier institution for engineering and management education. With the guidance of our Honorable President K. Satyanarayana Garu and Vice President K. Lakshman Havish Garu, KL is aimed to position itself among the elite institutes of the nation. Under the leadership of Dr. L. Koteshwar Rao Garu, the principal of KLH Bachupally campus, the institution is on its path to becoming a beacon of academic excellence.
Here at KL, you have the freedom to find out who you are and where your passions lie. With the academic flexibility of over hundreds of courses, you can choose to create for yourself an education that will open up new worlds and new possibilities.
When you step outside of your classroom, you will discover a campus teeming with activities. I want you to know that the entire university community here is here to support, sustain, and encourage you to commit to study at KL.
We could not be more privileged to welcome you into this vibrant learning community. It is you who makes us what we are, and we look forward to the fresh ideas and energy that you bring to our campus. I speak for the entire faculty, staff, and student community of KL in saying that we are so happy that you made the decision to join us. Welcome.
We would now like to invite the esteemed dignitaries to the stage. We thank you for your impactful contributions and for being beacons of leadership in our community. We would like to invite to the stage Dr. L. Koteshwar Rao Garu, the principal of KLH Bachupally campus.
We welcome our chief guest of the day, Mr. Mulla Sai Sandeep Garu, Vice President of J.P. Morgan Chase.
We also would like to welcome to the dais Professor Hari Kiran Vege, Additional Dean of Academics at KLH.
We would like to invite the HODs of the CSE, ECE, and FED departments. The HOD of the CEC department, Dr. K. Sriram Murthy, sir. Please join us on the dais.
I would like to invite the HOD of our ECE department, Dr. S. Srinivas Rao.
And our FED HOD, Dr. W. Chaitanya Kumar.
Mr. B. Vikas Training and Technology.
I would like to invite Mr. B. Vikas, sir, Training and Technology, onto the stage.
As we kickstart this event, I request our dignitaries to please grace our event and start with the lamp lighting ceremony. I would also like to invite our on-campus nightingale, Sahiti, B.Tech CSE student, to sing the prayer song.
या कुन्देन्दु तुषारहार धवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रामृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्करप्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा.
Thank you, dignitaries.
Wi-Fi is running a bit. Ask her to switch.
Thank you, our esteemed dignitaries. Now that we have started on an auspicious note, it is now our honor to introduce our Honorable Principal, Dr. L. Koteshwar Rao.
Dr. L. Koteshwar Rao holds a B.Tech in Electronics and Communication Engineering from JNTU Kakinada and a Master of Engineering from Andhra University College of Engineering, Visakhapatnam. He earned his PhD from JNTU Hyderabad. His research interests include computer vision, deep learning, and IoT. Dr. Rao has published over 40 research papers in esteemed international journals and conferences. He holds 10 patents, has completed 1 industry consultancy project, and authored 2 textbooks, one of which is published by Taylors and Francis. He has guided 5 PhD students and is currently supervising another 5 research scholars working towards their PhDs. With 20 years of teaching and research experience in India and abroad, Dr. Rao has served as the head of the Department of ECE, Associate Dean of Student Affairs, and Principal at the KLH Aziznagar campus. He is currently the Principal of KLH Bachupally campus. Sir, I kindly request you to please address the gathering.
Dignitaries on the dais, my colleagues and respected parents and students and other colleagues of this university, a very good morning and welcome to the orientation program in our campus. Exactly 1 year ago, we have started this campus with lot of plans in mind under the guidance and visionary leadership of our President Garu and Vice President Garu, who are the inspirational sources to make this campus super vibrant and super successful for last 1 year. Having associated with KL University and KLH very specific, myself, Dr. Koteshwar Rao, the principal of this campus, and I'm always proud and privileged to introduce myself as the principal of this campus, and very happy to welcome you all to this wonderful institution. And I thank the parents, especially for making a wise decision after visiting many places, after seeing many campuses about the ward. And I'm sure that you'll be very happy and feel proud after some time that you have taken a wonderful decision to admit your ward in this campus. Having seen batches, various batches of our campus at Aziznagar, with the continuous support from the top leadership and the management, of course, where they provide a lot of resources, whichever we ask, and they're always on the top to look into every aspect with respect to the quality of the university, very specific, the academics, the discipline, and the placements, which are much needed for any student or the parent. On this occasion, I just want to throw some light about this campus. Many of you have interacted with me for longer times during the interactions when you came to the campus earlier. And definitely I might have answered all your questions. And I've already asked at the time to talk to my students who are in the campus before taking the decision. I'm sure that you might have interacted with my students. Definitely, I'm confident that my students might have given exact feedback what they are experiencing in this campus within this 1 year. Last year on July 20th, we started the orientation program for the first batch. But this time, with a lot of confidence and enthusiasm and hope, we have started the second batch. And we could see the extraordinary students joining our institutions. For any institution, the students are the main pillars after the faculty. The first and foremost question raised by the parents was, what is the quality of your faculty members? So probably you might have seen the quality of the faculty members on the screen. Also, you might have got the feedback from my students who are in the campus, who have studied this first year of B.Tech in this campus for last 1 year. And can I switch off that, please? And last 1 year has been a great journey with a B.Tech in Computer Science Engineering, students of B.Tech Computer Science Engineering, B.Tech in Electronics and Communication Engineering, B.Tech in Computer Science and Information Technology. And this year, we have B.Tech in ECE, CSE, CSIT added with B.Tech in Artificial Intelligence and Data Science. Together, we are having BCA and MCA courses this year, and the campus strength is 100% done as on date. The faculty quality can be seen, as I told you, but can be listened or can be heard through our faculty, my students, what is the quality of my faculty in this campus. Before I give this session to my colleague and the Additional Dean Academics, I just want to touch upon a few points quickly. The first and foremost point is what exactly, and some of the points may be redundant, but what exactly the KLH is standing for, what is the expectation of a student or parent, and how we are going to deliver it to the maximum possible extent. The first and foremost thing is I have got some list thing. Like any university in the country and the world, of course, people are talking about coding skills. So though you are a 9.9 student in your B.Tech, if there are no coding skills, definitely you will have a tough time in future. At KLH, we believe that the coding skills are the mandatory skills which are to be acquired by the student from the day one, not at the end of the B.Tech or not in the third year. So we give the lot of emphasis, focus on the coding skills, imparting coding skills. Skill is something which the student has to acquire through a good practice. A lot of practice makes a student skilled in coding. That's one thing. You know, many platforms are there. We depend or we take the platforms like CodeChef, LeetCode. As they move forward from first year to second year, we have an action plan which will be notified, which will be informed from time to time through the mentors. There are coding mentors for every student. For every 30 students, there is a coding mentor. The coding mentor will ensure that you are on a right track with respect to coding practice. It's not something you get on the day, on the day of your placement, on the day of your other selections. It is something which you have to practice from the day one itself. So we believe in that there is a need for a continuous follow-up where the platforms gives, any platform gives us the heat map, what is the practice that you are doing, how you are engaged in the coding every day or very frequently. All of a sudden you cannot do. And if you get something like that, that may not be substantial, definitely you will have a bad time. So that's one important aspect that we'd like to touch upon. When you do coding, the world is having a lot of platforms where the students can practice coding at home, in the campus, in the hostels. And in the hostel, if you are a hosteler, we have a separate mechanism to monitor the coding practices or to monitor the coding, especially coding skills in the late evenings after the college hours. And next is, when you practice something, there is always a tempting models where the students may indulge in copying, which is very alarming these days. Due to the technological changes or the advances or post-COVID scenarios, students are exposed to many platforms and students are sometimes trying to find out the shortcuts. We believe that if you are not following a proper practices and you are indulged in malpractices, that will impact your career as well as the university's reputation. So we don't allow anybody to copy such kind of codings or anything are related to malpractices. And there are some serious actions that will be initiated if the student is indulged in such kind of malpractices. Definitely, to be very honest, last year onwards, the first day onwards, the first batch of this campus, I've seen a very, very, very good progress in terms of coding. You can ask my student who are nearby, or some of them are writing exams today. There are different programs going on in summer break. You can interact with my students happily. There is no barrier. And next is skill certifications. Anyway, my colleague, Professor Arikiran Garu, will brief you in detail about the skill certifications. What are the mandatory skill certifications? This campus has some minimum requirements which are on the top, which are on the higher side. The benchmark of this campus is very high. Definitely, I'm sure that majority of you, most of you and everybody, the student, should acquire that standard and meet the expectations of the university. In terms of the certifications, skill certifications, because I don't want it to be in repeated mode, I'm just cutting it short. Next is, very frequently people are hearing to project-based learning. How this project-based learning? Many times I told you to the parents when they came to the campus that how you are different from a typical college nearby, how you are different from a university nearby in Hyderabad or in India for that matter. At this university, on the whole, at KLU, we believe that a true practice makes a student more suitable for the industry, for any placement, not just the placement. It's also about entrepreneurship. It is also about something higher education. We should not always talk about the placements. Placements will be automatically coming if your academics are super strong from the day one itself. So definitely, the academic practices are super rich here. There are a lot of flexibilities which will be explained soon, and you can really enjoy. And the student should have an enjoyable journey rather than pressure some journey. The project-based learning is something which the courses are mapped to a company. The students are going to experience the project in those courses mapped to the industry. The student is not going to study any theory, any lecture in the classroom. There is a flipped learning where the student comes to the class after going through the video sent by the faculty member. Those details will be shared anyway. The next is evaluation plans and everything will be shared. And the next is when I interact with the parents during the admission counseling for last 4 months, since I think April onwards, every year I usually interact with the parents and students. Most of you might have met me, I'm sure. Every time you ask me what is AI and how that AI is doing now and what will be the future of AI. So definitely AI is going to be the future and the world is saying what I'm saying and the other way around, both are same. My intention to tell here is how I'm ready with the curriculum, how I'm mapping my curriculum with the AI tools to make myself in the sense my university to be ready with the industry standard tomorrow. So always updated with the recent trends in the industry, and we are having fullest autonomy given by the government to implement the bestest policies ever, best thing which is more needed for the student. Definitely we are very vibrant in that, very dynamic in that to introduce the tools required for any AI or related or machine learning. So our curriculum is always updated, is being updated, every time updated. After taking the inputs from the stakeholders, the Dean Academics Office is continuously working on it. It is always from different people, our students, industry, parents. A lot of people give their inputs about the curricular updates. Without curriculum change, if your curriculum is outdated, but if your teachers are too good, definitely there is a mismatch. So when your curriculum is super supportive to the faculty who are from topmost institutions in the country and the world, you might have seen our faculty profiles. More than 50% are having the exposure from various institutions abroad, across the country or abroad. And most of them are PhDs or just at the verge of completion of their PhDs. And to be very precise, 60% of my faculty are industry certified. You name any top player, the certificate where the industry is looking for, you name a ServiceNow, you name Salesforce, you name AWS, you name Microsoft Azure, you name any big company certificate or the industry certificate. I'm very happy and proud to tell that the campus has the faculty who are trained and certified at the top level by the company, not from the third party. And I'm thankful to the management for providing such wonderful resources for such a upcoming campus. And we never feel that we are upcoming campus. We have already proved that we are on par with other campuses. And we are confident that we'll be on top every time we try to be on top among our campuses first. There is no special competition among ourselves. We are the competitors for ourselves. KL itself is the competitor to our campuses. Next is, apart from the faculty, you ask for the placements. As the leader of placements, KL has been doing phenomenally good for last 15 years, more than 15 years. It is doing, and entire India knows. Both Telugu states are aware that what KL is in terms of placements. And the next is, EPICS is one concept, engineering projects in community service. The students of this campus are given a chance to interact with NGOs, identify the problem, understand the problem, find out the solution for it, which they'll get some credit for every work the student does. The student can claim a credit. Without a credit, you will not be asked to do anything. And the next is industry in the campus. When people thought that why the industry is outside, why that is very far from the university, This campus has the vision of having the industry in the campus itself. Some startups should run from the campus. We provide such a vibrant environment with a dedicated and highly experienced people who are into entrepreneurship cell, guiding the students from the day one. It's not from the fourth year, it is from the first year. Why we say everything from the first year? There is a reason. After presentation from Dean Academics and my colleagues, you may be understanding that what is the special thing. The students are going to be in the company as per the requirement in the fourth year. We feel that the first 3 years are so significant to practice anything and very valuable for first 3 years. So that's the reason why we feel that the student has to be on his toes or her toes from the day one itself, without waiting for third year or the fourth year. Next is flexibilities. Super flexibilities are there, where the students can enjoy the flexibilities of choosing the faculty members, choosing the course, designing your own degree. All these informations will be shared by my colleague, Sri Harikiran Garu. And research projects. What is that if you have a faculty from an IIT? What is the benefit for me? What is the advantage if I have faculty from IIT or IIIT or a university professor from abroad? Very simple thing is, my professor connects the student. He can connect or she can connect the student to the IIT or the IIIT where they studied. Having studied in IIT for full time for 6 years or 5 years, the professor or the faculty members can connect the student easily to any IIT. The dream of somebody might be having the dream of IIT. That is fulfilled if you are really connected to your professor through the projects. When the professor is a PhD from IIT, as I said, we have the model of sending the student for an internship during summers, and there is no boundary for the student. If you are really capable of, there is no boundary to connect yourself to any IIT or IIIT or any foreign university without compromising your academic process. So there is a continuous follow-up on this from the academics team about how and what is being done in terms of the projects being done by the students and the faculty members. This is the top class model where the student of first year or second year working with a professor, working for a project or consultancy which is from the different companies in India or abroad, definitely you will have an edge. When you say that what you have done for 3 years, when you say that, yes, I did a project along with my professor, that speaks volumes. You don't need to tell about your 9.9 grade points or 10 grade points. And usually the students of intermediate, they come from different schools or colleges where definitely there might be hand-holding every micro level. You expect that similar type of treatment, but we are also too close to that model without compromising on the quality of university education in terms of other activities. May it be a sports, may it be a hobby, or any cultural event or any social activity, we are definitely taking care of the students' progress from end to end. The day you join, the day you are with us, till you are graduated from this campus with wonderful placement on hand, or the higher education opportunity, or a startup, whatever. But the experience that you get is different. Definitely, the students of this campus are guided every phase. If you are by chance or unfortunately, if you miss any course or if you cannot do, there are different models where you can select that course to do in another semester, or flexibilities they call, but not for all the times. If you are a slow learner, there are mechanisms where you can be a remedial student, or you can go for improvement of the course or the subject. There are a lot of flexibilities, and without compromising the quality, there are flexibilities, and we ensure that you must pass from this campus minimum of a first class degree with lot of knowledge in your hand. Many of the companies, when I interact with the students and the parents, obviously from the IT background, they say that there are so many students from your university in our company. After seeing the students from your campus or your university, we are really impressed the way they are groomed, the way they are disciplined. In every aspect, we are impressed. That's the reason we don't have any thought except admitting my son or daughter in your organization. As one of the premier institutions in the country, KL University and KLH Hyderabad are very keen, both campuses, all three campuses are very keen about the discipline, which is much needed these days. The parents are busy with their regular works, but the parents should know whereabouts and what the student is doing in the campus, whether the student attended or not. All these are meticulously implemented. I told already, these kind of inputs can be obtained from my students who are in the campus or who have already completed 1 year of their B.Tech first year. Majority of them are with the top grades, with 9 and above, 8 and above, which is possible because of our model, which is unique to KL University, which you may not find in many places in the country. Very few universities have the dynamic leadership, dynamic guidance, experiential guidance from our university authorities, which is there in Vijayawada campus for last 43 years and still doing very good, irrespective of many institutions coming in. But what makes KL special is, in crux, in summary, what makes KL or KLH in brief is, you have the top-notch faculty members who are experienced in academia and industry, who have got a lot of exposure internationally. The university has wonderful curriculum, updated curriculum from time to time. The university has the discipline. The university has the placements. The university has industry collaborations for internships. The university has foreign collaborations, whatnot. You name anything, apart from our NIRF ranking, apart from our NAC A++, apart from our any rank you say, we are there. The KL University is proud to be in the top list. When you see a list, we are always there. That is possible because of the contributions made by the faculty members, wonderful achievements from the students, and a huge support from the parents, which is very, very important for any students to grow and any university to grow. From now onwards, you became the partner of this university. You became the part of our university. You became the family member of our university. I am always open to the discussion, suggestions, feedback from the parents and students. There is a process which will be informed to the students and the parents. There will be meetings and the parents can meet us anytime. There is no fixed appointment kind of schedule here. You can meet the mentor and you can meet the principal anytime and discuss for the progress of your ward. You are always welcome, and I am heartfully thanking all the parents for making the KLH as their choice for their ward's better future, for the golden future for tomorrow. And not only that, you have suggested many people in your circle to take the admission. That shows the confidence that we have won among the public in the country. And there are so many inquiries. Sometimes I feel proud that there are so many inquiries from abroad where the parents settle in US. They want to send their ward to the university for higher education, for B.Tech to our university. We feel so happy to know that. There are as many as 60,000 alumni working in various companies across the world. A lot of companies have the CEOs as KLU old students. Today we have the guest with us who is the Vice President of JP Morgan Chase, who is the alumni of our student of our KL University Vijayawada, who did B.Tech from our university, and currently is the Vice President, is before you. He will also address you on this occasion. And I take this opportunity to thank Sai Garu for accepting our invitation, and we were very happy to know that he was the student of KL University, and definitely he will be the motivation. And being in Hyderabad, we take the advantage, super advantage we have. We have the advantage of having connectivity with industry, we have planned a lot of interactive sessions, live sessions with the industry people in the form of a professor of practice, in the form of a judge for a hackathon winner or some contest or some model. We'll definitely have such industry leaders with us in this campus, which is making our campus more closely working with the university leaders and university requirements. I'm sure that you are no way inferior to any IIT, any NIT, or any top institutions in the country, or even some of the best institutions in the world. With these few words, I once again thank all the parents for all the trust on us, especially on this campus. And I assure that we'll fulfill all the dreams or expectations, we'll meet the expectations of the students and parents, definitely. Wishing all the best to my beloved students. Hope to see you soon tomorrow, on day after tomorrow, and definitely we'll meet the parents one-on-one, because we are all here. Definitely we can meet anytime. You are always welcome to our chamber. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your wise counsel and enlightening words. I am very excited to introduce our chief guest of the day, an inspiring alumnus of KL deemed to be University. It is my great pleasure to introduce Mr. Murala Sai Sandeep. Currently, Mr. Sai Sandeep serves as the Vice President at JP Morgan Chase in Hyderabad, a role that he has earned through exceptional dedication and expertise. Prior to this, he worked as a senior associate there. Before his tenure at JP Morgan Chase, Mr. Sandeep worked at Tata Consultancy Services in Hyderabad. There, he made significant contributions as an IT analyst and system engineer, demonstrating his profound technical skills and problem-solving capabilities. Mr. Sandeep holds a B.Tech in Computer Science from KL University, where he graduated with distinction, reflecting his academic excellence and commitment to learning. Furthermore, he has enriched his professional qualifications with a postgraduate diploma in financial management from SVKM's Narsi Monji Institute of Management Studies, equipping him with a robust understanding of financial principles and management strategies. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and join me in welcoming Mr. Murala Sai Sandeep.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. So this is still morning. I saw somebody yawning, so I thought I'll just do a quick refresh. All right. So how many of you have joined engineering just because your parents asked you to do? Hands. Hands. So everybody is very interested about engineering, because I am the one who is an engineer by an accident. So I didn't choose engineering because the path chose me, and I just walked towards destiny, and I'm here, right? So I'll just be very quick and give you a glimpse of my experience as a student, as a professional, and maybe a few tips, right? And please treat me as one of your super senior talking to you, not as a industry person who is speaking to you. You can treat me as your senior. Don't worry, I'm not going to do ragging, because ragging is prohibited. So I'm not going to do any ragging. So we'll meet in industry, and then maybe probably I'll do ragging there, right? Anyways, so 26 September 2008 is my first day in college, and I was sitting there in Vijayawada campus, my first day there, and I was listening to my principal then, Dr. LSS Reddy sir, and Konir Sachinara sir, who is chairman. So I was very excited to join the college, right? And before, there is a short story to joining KLC, right? Erstwhile KLCE, now it is KL University. So KLC bus used to go in front of our house, right? I thought I'll not join KLCE, and because it is nearby to my house, and I want to go outside Vijayawada, and I want to study there. So I thought I'll never join this college. But when I went to counseling, one of my friends happened to join that college, so I chose, so I'm going to join this college. And then CSE was never in my radar. I don't want to study CSE. So I got mechanical engineering in SV University, Tirupati. But CSE was never in my roadmap, right? And And again, my friend chose CSE, so I chose CSE there. So that was another accident, right? And there were a lot of accidents like that, and I joined KLCE. My father is very happy because I'm staying with him, so that he can keep a close watch on me. So he is very happy that I'm not going anywhere, right? So I thought things are not going my way. So I thought, why is this happening? I don't want to do this, but I'm forced to do this now. So what should I do? So those are my mixed thoughts, and those were my emotions when I was sitting there, 14 or 15 years back, right? And then, so we were given a similar introduction. We were given the induction. So we were asked to do some walkthrough around the campus. We got accustomed and all. Then the curriculum started. The best part is the lecturers are always available, right? You can walk to them and ask them questions. They are available. You should make use of them, right? They will. So you are like maybe this batch, I think around 150, 150, 250 students are here. For 250 students, a lecturer may necessarily need not have to walk to you. But it is your job as a student to ask what you need. And if you have any questions, you should go and ask them. Right? They are always there to help. So they are exceptionally talented and professionally equipped with all the knowledge in this world and industry standards, like principals are told. Please make utilization, the utmost utilization of your lecturers. Bug them, ask them whatever questions you have. So in fact, I used to ask my personal questions also, right? So because I think most of you are like, maybe the average age is around 17 to 18 years. So this is, I think, is adolescence age that we call. You might have a lot of questions apart from your curriculum. Curriculum, you are anyway taught, right? The classes, you go through your classes, curriculum is always taught. But the soft skills, the interpersonal skills, the way you have to talk to your colleague or your student, colleague student, right? The way you have to enhance your leadership skills by organizing some cultural fests or some events in the college or some societies, right? Like Computer Society of India is there, IEEE. So these are different societies, right? So these kind of leadership opportunities will be provided in the college, and you will have utmost opportunity there to utilize your or to enhance your leadership skills. So there is a saying that there are the top 1% that perform are only at the leadership skills. There are a number of people. Why only Sachanadella is the CEO? Because he has that leadership skills. So college gives you that platform to build those leadership skills and the skills that are required for you to enhance or for you to progress in your professional journey. You need not always rush for jobs, right? If you are skilled enough, jobs will come to you. So they will come and pick you. So campus placement is that, right? So they'll come to your college, they will pick you, they will pick the skilled people. So if you are equipped and you are equipped with the skills that you are being taught in the college will, the companies will choose you, right? Please make utmost utilization of the facilities that you have in your college. I was just briefed about the curriculum. It has changed a lot from the time I studied, and it is very much better now, and it is very much closer to the industry standards, the technologies that you are taught. I am learning artificial intelligence now, but you are being taught in second year. So see how close you are to the industry, how close your curriculum is to the industry, right? And don't always aim to become a job seeker. Try and see if you can give jobs, right? You can also try that, right? You need not necessarily always work under someone. Maybe you have some leadership skills. You have a unique product that you want to sell. You can employ people, right? Try to, and I think there are some programs around that as well. I got to know that there are some entrepreneurship enhancement programs as well, right? So try to utilize, that is my, as your senior, try to utilize all the facilities that you have in the college, including the sports ground, including that volleyball court, including the basketball court, including the college bus, right? Utilize the security staff also, right? They also teach you a lot. So when we were back studying, sir, So we should show our ID card and only then come inside. So if you are doing anything wrong, they used to take out our ID card. And you cannot go anywhere without ID card. Because your ID card, now it is with RFID. We used to have barcode then. So without ID card, you cannot go anywhere. So they used to just take that ID card. They'll not ask anything. They'll take that ID card, collect it from your HOD. And now I think you are still liberal. Back then we didn't even carry mobile phones. Right? So I'll just tell a quick story, right? I was telling to one of the professors here. So when I was studying in my final year, so there was TCS campus placement in next 10 days. Somehow I happened to bring my mobile phone to college and I was just carrying it there. I didn't even use it. I was suspended. For 1 month for carrying mobile phone. So why I'm telling, I'll tell you why this incident is important, right? I mean, it's not just I'm complaining against anybody, right? And then my father came. My father requested principal sir. He said I'm not going to give you a mobile phone back, but I'll give you. I'm removing your suspension so you can attend your placements and all. So I collected my mobile phone after I finished my B.Tech and after I got my certificate. So I now realize, maybe after 5-6 years, I realize why this was done then. Because mobile phone is a lot of distraction, right? Even for us as an industry people, right? It is real distraction. So I am pretty much sure that they wanted to avoid that distraction for the students, and that is why that they were so serious about a student carrying a mobile. They can leave it, right? It doesn't matter to them. For a lecturer, he's not given any incentive if he catches my phone. But they are so responsible that a student shouldn't do something wrong, which will waste his time and during his crucial period of 4 years in the college. So the lecturers are so responsible, right? Lot of things that happen now, or lot of things your professors teach you or tell you may not make any sense now, right? But at some point in future, you'll definitely realize that they are of a lot of value. They are here because of their immense knowledge and immense talent and knowledge towards their skill, right? They are here because of that. Just trust the process, right? I would say surrender to that process. They will drive you where you want to go, right? Trust the process. And I would also tell something, right? Please don't go after instant gratification things. Nothing will happen instant. B.Tech course is for 4 years, right? We can give B.Tech degree first year, right? Why is it for 4 years? Right? It means something. Don't fall for instant gratification things. Like, how many of you are using Instagram, Snapchat, Instagram? Everybody? I know you are not raising because your parents are sitting around. Oh, okay. Who are not using Instagram and Snapchat? Please don't use. Sir, you are anyway not expected to use, so please don't fall for them. I mean, maybe you can just use them as a means to connect to your friends. That's it. That is the purpose of those tools, right? If you might have noticed, the person who invented Facebook along with Mark Zuckerberg is running a sorry tour. That I have developed a wrong tool and it is being misused. And you will not notice it now. You will notice after you lost a lot of time. So please don't fall for them. Just use them very wisely under the supervision. So like we have U by A movies, right? These Facebook and Instagram should be U by A under the guidance of parents, right? And my one request to parents, right? Please keep a close watch on the kids. So this is adolescence age and they will need guidance. They will need your support. They might not know everything what is happening. And please be there as a support to them. Because even for this, I'll tell you an example. Right? So my father used to drop me to my exam every semester. So for 4 years, for every semester, my father dropped me for the exam. For 4 years, even in the final year for the project, right? I'm not saying everybody should do it, but he's so concerned about me. And I used to ask him, don't you trust me? So he says, I trust you, but I don't trust the society. So I am there to protect you. So even then I used to argue with him, and all. Now I realize, now I have become a father recently. So now I realize what pain he must have gone through raising me as a father. Right? So you will know the pain of father or mother when you become father or mother. So that is long way. So trust your parents. If they are saying something, they are saying it out of their experience and out of their love towards you. So please don't just take off their words, right? Please try to follow them, or at least listen to them. If not follow, listen to them. So, and I think I have covered a lot of points. Please make, again I'm repeating, please make utmost utilization of the resources that you have. And like I said, even don't leave even the watchman, don't leave even the security guard. Do utmost utilization of the resources. And I wish you all the best. And I'll see you in the industry soon. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. We are grateful for your time and your inspiring speech. Now, I would like to request and invite Dr. L. Koteshwar Rao Garu, Professor Harikiran Vege, sir, and our department heads to felicitate our chief guest for today, Mr. Murala Sai Sandeep Garu.
I forgot to thank Principal Sir and the dignitaries here. So I was so excited to talk at my own college, so I forgot to mention them. Thank you so much, sir, for giving me this opportunity. I feel overwhelmed, and I'm very thankful for your. Sorry.
It's a pleasure actually. He accepted our invitation so quickly, and we are very happy to have you here. And in future also, we'll connect you for various occasions. We'll be supporting our university definitely for sure. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
I would now like to invite Anishka, a B.Tech ECE student, to introduce Professor Harikiran Vege Garu, Additional Dean Academics.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce Professor Harikiran Vege, the Additional Dean of Academics at KL deemed to be University. With a distinguished teaching career spanning over 13 years, Professor Vege has profoundly impacted the academic landscape. His academic journey has transcended borders, with teaching stints at the University of Western Australia and guest lectures at several universities in Singapore and the USA. Professor Vege's career is further enriched by invaluable industry experience gained while working at IIIT Hyderabad and TCS Chennai. Professor Vege earned his PhD in microelectronics from the University of Western Australia in 2012. Prior to that, he obtained his MTech from the Dhirubhai Ambani Institute of Information and Communication Technology and completed his B.Tech from Jawaharlal Nehru Technological University in 2002. Through his unwavering commitment to academic excellence and his ability to bridge the gap between theory and practice, Professor Vege continues to inspire and shape future generations of scholars and professionals. Please welcome Professor Harikiran Vege to the podium.
A very warm welcome to all the students and the parents, and I also thank and appreciate everyone who is there on the dais for their valuable time. It is indeed a pleasure for me to connect with you all in the role of Dean Academics for KL University. I take care of the entire academic structures. Oh, okay. Am I audible to the last row there? Am I audible? Yes. Thank you. It is indeed a pleasure for me to look after the entire academics at the university and its off campuses in various programs not just in engineering, but also in management, humanities, and sciences. So with that kind of a opportunity that I have at KL University, and with the support that we have from the management, the kind of support we get from management is something that I have never seen in my entire experience at any other university. So with that kind of a input that we have, we thoroughly enjoy the process of building this entire academic structure at KL University. Now, I will take forward from where our chief guest has left today. I'll start with those little inputs I had as a faculty when I joined at KL. So when I joined at KL, my first instant reaction was, I came from Australia, and my first instant reaction is, you should not carry your mobile. And I was like, what the hell is this? Right? And everyone is like, it is all discipline. You're not supposed to do this. You're not supposed to do that. There are too many rules. Right? I somehow did not feel bad about it, but my friends from Australia were asking me, like, how do you get adjusted to an environment like this, at least in the initial days? I never complained about the environment, but I was always puzzled. I was always like, what exactly is this? I mean, if there is a big institution in front of me which had a lot of success stories with all these discipline rules, so there might be something which is coming out of these rules, right? It is probably me who is not understanding it in the right way. So I never complained, but I was always puzzled on why is this still related in this generation? Because this generation is all about freedom. This generation is all about choices, right? In such kind of a generation, how do we relate to all these cliched words, the so-called cliched words, discipline, not using mobiles? So how do we relate to all these? The answer to that, I got it not from within, not from my colleagues, but from my students itself, right? After a few years, after I started being an associate dean in my academics office and then followed up as a HOD for CSE department, one fine day we were having a festival in the campus, and I had my final year students visit us for the festival. They came back from an internship. And meanwhile, we have several aspects in KL which instantly you will feel that, oh, why is it like this? Right? One such thing was also independent learning. When they introduced independent learning, I was a little puzzled. How do I tell this to the student? Because student will instantly think that if I am learning independently, why do I need a university? Right? If I'm so disciplined and so stopped from my freedom, then how do I learn? So all these answers, I'm not able to get answers for these questions. But when these students from final year, they came back from internship, I got to meet them. They were a group of people, not one or two. It was a big group of people. And I asked them a question saying that, what are two things that you felt that you have learned at KL that helped you very much in the job? And my expectation was those students would say that, sir, you taught us Java. Java was quite helpful to us, right? You taught us this kind of full stack development. It helped us a lot. I was expecting that kind of an answer. And then students are students. They always shock you, right? And the answer I got from them was, sir, there are two utmost important things that KL has taught us that made us what we are today in the industry, because we are now coming from an internship where it is competitive there. There are people from other colleges also, and you need to survive. And we definitely survived because of two reasons. One, the discipline that university has taught us. Yes, I took a step back. I was like, oh wow, I got the answer. Right? I can now call my friends in Australia and tell them that, see, this is why it is important. But then the first statement was, yes, I was expecting. Obviously, discipline that is taught by university will help the student. And then I was asking them, I was more curious now, what was that second thing? And I was more curious, expecting them to tell me something technical. And then they said that The second thing was the independent learning. And this is something which made my day. And they clearly said that, sir, independent learning is a skill that KL University has nurtured in us. And that made us grow as what we are today. If you go to industry, if you compete with people there, in industry you'll not have faculty like this or a curriculum like this who will spoon feed you for learning. You need to have that skill to learn by yourself. And that is what KL will inculcate in you. Right? And because of that skill, these students could stand out. Whenever they were given a project, they were instantly ready to learn about it, work on it, and show progress as compared to their peers from other colleges. So these two things, this answer has made my day, and I keep saying this in all my orientation sessions. Do not, as the Chief Guest has mentioned today, some rules that the university puts in place today definitely are something that we may not understand instantly, but they will have a strong impact, and we just have to follow them. There is a reason for everything that is in place. And that reason is not something which is a very trivial reason, a reason which has a strong impact on your life. So just follow the guidelines and you will be the finest students in the society today. I will also add one more point before I get into my presentation about the academics. The reason why I want to tell this little story is because the kind of impact students have on us. People think that in all my presentations, whenever someone introduces me, they say that I have a strong impact on the university. But before I start off my presentation, I wish to say students have a strong impact on us. And this little story was about, I think, 2018 batch, which graduated in 2022. There were a group of students who were recruited in Motorola. Motorola recruited our students for the first time. They were not part of our list of companies who come for placements. So we were quite happy about it. Though the package was about, like, in 2022, it was about 8 lakhs, which was a good package then. So 8 lakh package, I was quite happy that around 6 to 8 students got placed in Motorola. And then they went into their internship. I was not expecting any miracles to happen, but I was expecting, I know those 8 students, they are good, so they will do a good job. This is what my expectation was. This is in the final year for the students. One day, a couple of those students came to my office. They did not yet complete their internship. They are still students. They are still in their final year, second semester. They came to my office and they were having a conversation, a normal conversation. I was asking them, how is the work there? How are you finding it? What kind of difficulties do you have? What kind of knowledge levels that you have improved on? All this normal conversation was happening, and one of the students told me, sir, you know why we are here today? I said, probably just to meet with me. They said, no, we didn't come to KL University. We came to a nearby college, and from there we are visiting KL University. I said, okay, what work do you have in nearby college? When you are studying here, you never moved out of the university. But why do you want to go to nearby colleges? Why are you going there? The answer from them, at least, made me speechless for a minute. They said, sir, we came to recruit students from the nearby colleges. I was like, what? They said, no, we came to recruit students from nearby colleges. I said, you didn't finish your B.Tech yet. You're still not a full-time employee there. They said, that's all thing of the past. We now have a strong hold in Motorola. We are some of the best team members who are there in Motorola, at least in our office, and we were given the responsibility of recruitment from nearby colleges. Then they started unfolding the whole story. I said, okay, when are you going to be full-time? You're still an intern, so you should become a full-time employee there. Their answer again shook me. They said that, yes, sir, we were actually negotiating. I said, negotiating? Is that the right word? They said, yes. They raised our pay back to 14 lakhs, but we were demanding about 16. I said, oh, is this how it works? Right? So that was the time when they gave us that confidence that you build students in the right way. You don't have to look after for their placements. Placements is only a byproduct. It happens organically. Career is built organically when you do the right things in the right way in these 4 years. You don't have to put extra effort to bring these outcomes. The outcomes must be built into your 4-year journey. This 4-year journey has to be built in such a way that you don't have to worry about where they are. So with those inputs, I had a very elaborate discussion with that batch of students. We took a lot of inputs from them, not just from those students. That is when we realized that input from students, the current students, also has a lot of impact, right? So with all such kind of inputs, we changed the entire landscape of thought process for academics then. We included a lot of our own students into our academic structures, brainstormed for many days on how unique we can be, how innovative we can be, and we brought in a lot of our faculty, outside experts, and then we have built our academic structures today in such a way that we don't have to worry about their future. Their future is fantastic for next 10 years at least. So a student for us at KL University is not just a student for 4 years. He is a student for us forever, for life. And we don't plan their academic structures for 4 years. We foresee their future for about 10 years. What would they need? Where will they go? How would their journey there be? And what is that we can do in their journey even at the 10th year in their career? Will KL play a vital role even after they get into industry, even after they get into higher education? This is the thought process we have when we build our academic structures, right? So with that little stories, let me start off with my presentation today. My presentation is, can I have the next slide please? This is the brief in which I'll put my presentation. I'll start off with what is the philosophy, what is the academic philosophy, what are the academic flexibilities. Thank you. That's fine. I'll take care. Faculty can also settle down. Don't worry about standing. Please take your seats. All right. So this is how I wish to put my presentation. I'll start off with what is the philosophy behind building our academic structures? What kind of flexibilities do we give? What is the learning that is imparted? What kind of evaluation, what kind of assessments do we have? And what is that future that we look at, right? So, sorry for the bad throat I have, but let's get into this 9-step philosophy of how do we build our academic structures. The very first point has a lot of things to discuss. We at KL believe in a completely barrier-free learning. We do not believe in a four-walled classroom learning. We don't believe in a 9-to-5 scheduled learning. We believe in a completely barrier-free learning. We want students to be with that open mindset, right? As some of our guests have mentioned today, that your learning is something that would happen 24/7. Right? A lot of you might have watched a lot of movies and felt that, oh, B.Tech is all fun, B.Tech is all joy. You just go there to the campus, run around different places like canteens, different cafeterias, be with friends, play around. Now, if you think that, I would say that that is not how B.Tech is. Don't be puzzled. That is how B.Tech should be. Right? Don't think that I'm a person who would say, oh, that is not what B.Tech is. B.Tech is what you have to get into a classroom, study. No, B.Tech should be like that. B.Tech should be a lot of fun. B.Tech should be a lot of joy. but that joy must come out of learning. This is what movies do not show. They show that everyone is very joyful, but the reason behind that joy has to be learning. So you need to get that joy out of learning. Every day when you go out, as our Chief Guest has mentioned today, learn from every person around, including the security staff. I love that statement from you, right? Learn from every person who is there, whom you meet every day. And when you go back home, question yourself, what did I learn today? What is that new thing that I have achieved today? If the answer to that is a yes, I have learned something new and this is what it is, I think that's the best part for the day. So enjoy your stay at KL, enjoy your learning, and with that joy, grow forward. The reason why I'm saying this is because today's generation, a lot of people say that students are careless, students are not very focused, parents do not have much time to think about their students. These are the common cliched statements a lot of people give. But my experience says something else. My experience being in that chair of Dean Academics says something else. I get a lot of cases every day where the student and the parent walk into my office. The student is all confused. The parent is all frustrated. I ask them to be seated. I ask them, what's the problem? The parent is like, I don't know what the problem is. He doesn't have some good grades or he didn't do something well in one of the exams. And I ask the student, why are you wasting time? Are you playing with your mobiles? Are you spending too much time with your friends? And then the student, even before the student answers, the parent says, no, that's not the problem. My son is extremely focused. He is into his laptop till 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the night. He doesn't go out of his room. And then meanwhile, I am more eager to ask him, do you go out with friends? And the parent instantly says, no, that's not how you should think of him. He doesn't mingle with people. He doesn't spend time chit-chatting with people. He's a very focused student, sitting at his home, sitting in his room. I gave him a dedicated room. I don't disturb him. He's with his laptop till 2 o'clock. He works till 2 o'clock in the night. But somehow he's not getting the output. Then I stop asking any further questions. I'm like, I know what the problem is. Then I tell the parent that, sir, can you please relax? I'll ask my attendant to get a glass of water for the parent, because the one who needs counseling is the parent now, not the student. Right? I tell the parent that, stop doing that. Give him a little freedom. Let him go out. Let him mingle with people. Let him talk to people. Let him spend time. If he's going out for a movie, if he's going out for a trek, if he's going out for a marathon or a cycle race, let him do it. All that you need to do is, doing all that, is he enjoying it? And after coming back, is he responsible towards his studies? That is what you need to check. Only checking it whether he's studying or not, sitting in front of a laptop till 2 o'clock in the night is not studying. That doesn't give you all these outcomes that we boast about. If KL is boasting about 100% placements, doesn't mean all those students are into their laptops till 2 o'clock in the night. Absolutely not. So parents and students today should realize that they have to be more communicative. They have to see what the world is. The B.Tech life is so precious because it gives you a 4-year chance. No other degree afterwards gives you that long span. That 4-year tenure is something that you will have to utilize in a 360-degree fashion, not just focused on your academic learning. You have to grow in all the directions. As a person, as a leader, as our Chief Guest was mentioning today, that KL builds, our Principal Garu was saying, KL builds leadership qualities. Leadership qualities are the next step. First of all, try to mingle with people. Be part of a team. You need to be a team player first to be a leader. And that you will only get when you are on campus, when you mingle with people, when you talk to everyone, learn from everyone. Right? So, Put aside all these barriers. Don't think that, oh, my parents have given me one room, fantastic room at home. My college has got some fantastic classroom. So there I'll sit in that room. Here I'll sit in this classroom. I'll keep studying. I'll keep working on my laptop. That's not how learning is. Break all those barriers. Break all those barriers. Get out of it. See what the world is, and that's exactly what my further steps are. Keep yourself as a global audience rather than checking only with who is there with you in that room. You may have a class of 60 people with you or 70 people with you. What is the class size usually we have? 60 plus, 64 or so. So with a class size of 60, till date, till intermediate, we are so used to that. My parents keep telling all the relatives, oh, in his class, he's second rank, he's third rank. Good. There is nothing wrong in that. Right? I purposefully said second rank, third rank, not first rank. Right? But when you come to engineering, make sure that 60 is broadened. You look at the global audiences. Look at what everyone across the world are learning. So if you're learning a course called C programming, do not confine to that 60 people. Across the world, there are many lakhs of people who are learning C programming along with you. See where you stand. I'm a little scared to say this statement because the moment I say see where you stand, the parent will turn to the student and say at least 10th rank, at least 5th rank. There is no pressure on the rank. Let him first check where he is. He could be at 1 lakh rank. That's perfectly all right. But let him dare to check where he is. That's the first step. For me to have that dare to check where do I stand in the entire world is my first step. From there, let me grow. Let me grow. If I'm at 1 lakh rank today, perfectly all right. Probably next month with all the effort I put in, I would be at 90,000th rank. Probably in about fortnight, I'll be at 80,000th rank. And I'll grow as I finish my first year, I'll probably at 10,000th rank. And isn't that journey a beautiful one? From 1 lakh rank where you were, you move to 10,000th rank. And you should appreciate your kid for that. And industries look at that growth rather than that instant rank. Today, no recruitment, no person would take someone into their group just by conducting a test and seeing that, oh, is he the first ranker? Let me take him into my group. No, that's not how it is. They look at your entire journey. Right? While principal was talking about coding right in the first year, you might be wondering, why all these are taught in first year? First year should be little easy for, it should all be fun, right? Coding, placements, they are all in final year, right? Is that what my friend thinks here? Right? Placement should be thought about in the final year. That's how the seniors also might have told you, right? First year anta enjoy cheyochu, second year koncham serious chadavandi, third year చూద్దాం అసలు మనకి ప్లేస్మెంట్కి ఏం కావాలి అప్పుడు ఆలోచిద్దాం. ఫైనల్ ఇయర్లో ప్లేస్మెంట్స్ వస్తాయి, ఇంటర్వ్యూలో మంచిగా ఫెంటాస్టిక్గా పర్ఫామ్ చేసేద్దాం, అయిపోతుంది, ఐ గెట్ ప్లేస్డ్. Right? This is the usual steps people follow, but that's not how it is. Industries don't recruit you like that. When you go into that interview in the final year, they look at your journey right from the first year. What did you do? Were you focused right from first year? Today with this digital world, there are many platforms that keep all this very open to everyone. In those days when we were studying, we could build all those stories. We can go to an interview and say that even when I prepared only for 2 days before the interview, I could go to the interview and say that right from first year I was very focused, I was practicing coding right from first year, right? And I can impress the team. Today it is not like that. Everything that you do is recorded, it is available for people to see. That's what digital world is. And that is how companies will check your profile. They'll see what did you do right from day one. Were you focused or not? Were you committed or not? Right? They need people with that commitment. They need people with that mindset who can fail and still look at how I can succeed. So when you're failing every time in the first year, failing doesn't mean failing in the exams. When you solve a problem, if you're failing, if you're not able to solve it, These days, this generation instantly thinks that, oh, let me take the solution from my friend, put it there, and then show my teacher that I passed. This is a strict no. You should fail. You should work towards that failure, show people that you have succeeded. Right? So, companies look at how many times did you fail, how many times did you raise and succeed. This is the journey they expect. They don't expect a journey where right from day one of engineering, every problem you solved, you were successful. If I were the recruiter, I would say, okay, get up, go. I don't want people like this. That's not realistic. There is something that you didn't do right, if that was what your profile looks like. Right? So always ensure you're dedicated and honest towards your learning. Right from the first year. I'll tell you a little story. Amazon came for recruitment to our campus. We used to have off-campus recruitments, but that was the first time Amazon came to the campus. We were all very excited as faculty. That's because Amazon is a great brand. So we had a group of students whom we really thought that they will get into it. We had about 15 students. We were very confident that all 15 will get placed in Amazon. So we worked on them for 1 month. We trained them. We revised all the concepts. They practiced a lot of coding. And finally the day came. They performed extremely well. And Amazon took 12 of those students out of 15. I was a little puzzled. I looked at the list. I realized that Amazon left out 3 of the best students I had. I thought those 3 students whom Amazon left were the best coders. They had the sharpest mind when it comes to logic building. Why did Amazon leave them? Then I asked one of my PR person to talk to that Amazon HR and tell them that, are you sure you want to leave these 3 students? Right? Probably you missed out something. These 3 should actually get recruited. Then the Amazon person directly came to me and he said that, sir, we know that those 3 students are the best coders you had. Out of the remaining students also, these students were better. But their mindset doesn't match with our company's mindset. So that is the reason why we did not recruit. That is when we realized that it's not just about being sharp. It is not just about achieving a target. It is about your mindset that you build throughout that journey. So as you work on your everyday targets, make sure that you're growing as a person. You're growing as an individual. And that is where KL University talks about that 360 degrees approach of learning. We want a student to become a all-rounder as they go out of the university. All-rounder, not just in terms of technical skills, but also in terms of their commitment, their behavior, their thought process, the kind of characteristics that they possess, how do they mingle with people, how do they live in a society, what do they contribute to the society. That is exactly what we look at, and that is what we want you to nurture the students for. Right? So look at the entire global space for where you are and try to build from there. So in that regard, we want students to participate in a lot of global challenges. We want them to take up a lot of global courses, MOOCs courses, come up with a lot of global certifications. These are all ways to tell the world that he is not just stamped by KL as a good student, he is also confirmed by the entire world that he has expertise. So we don't just leave student with a best grade from KL University. Right? Earlier days, I have an IIT degree. I'm like, oh yes, he's a very good student. But today, just a degree from KL is not that we think is an outcome. Along with a degree from KL, we also want you to showcase to the entire world that there are certain third parties, certain organizations which say that this student is skilled. And those third parties, those organizations, they did not just test you, they tested the lot of global audiences. Out of those people, they said that you have a certain skill, right? And that will put you in the right place. Today, there are lakhs and lakhs of graduates, especially CSE branch today has become, I don't know, people have become so mindless, so crazy that they don't think twice, they just get into. I talk to parents during admissions, I don't know, they lose all their stability that they have got over that 20 years of nurturing the kid. They come to us and they say that, they listen to everything and they say that, sir, CSE seat hai sir. Inke hodu sir. The parent blames on student, వాడు ఇంకేం తీసుకోడు సార్, వాడికి నేను ఎంత చెప్పినా వాడు వింటలేదు. And if I send the parent outside and talk to the student, సార్ నేను వేరేదే తీసుకోవాలనుకుంటున్నాను, వీళ్ళు నన్ను వేరే తీసుకొని ఇవ్వట్లేదు సార్. Right? Somehow they both know each other, right? But they both still wanted to have CSE, but that's okay. You are looking at a trend and you wanted to take a certain seat. That's fine. But make sure you dig deep into it. Do not just study because it is fashionate today to study about it. Do not study because it is the craze that has driven you towards this institution. Study because you want to go in depth. Study because you want to deep dive into every little thing that CSE or ECE or CSIT or AIDS gives you. I have got many such stories regarding AIDS also. I'll share with you if I get some time. But yeah, let's go forward. So all that global space that we are looking at, and as our chief guest also has mentioned, KL University academics is something that is closer to the industry. I want to add a little statement here that again our intention is to not match with industry. That is not our intention. In fact, academics should always stay one step ahead of the industry. That is where academicians are more important than what industry is. What industry does today is what they need today. But academics should look at what the future needs. Right? So we want to stay that one step ahead and see what the future is. And by staying one step ahead, we are more close to what the industry today needs. Right? So industry, matching with industry is not our intention at all. Our intention is to stay ahead of what the industry needs. Because when these kids get into the industry, they should actually drive the industry towards the future. They should not just be an employee there, sitting there, doing whatever industry needs. That is what a lot of colleges think. A lot of colleges think that, okay, if my student fits into the industry today, that is good. But that's not enough. You need to look at the future. When you get into the industry, you should drive the industry towards that future step. You cannot just be a person who works on what the industry needs. If the industry says that, okay, use Spring Framework, use concepts like microservices, do a Java full stack with Spring Framework, yes, you might have learnt all that, you are fit into the industry to do all that. But is that what the future is? If you do not know what the future is, just doing what industry needs today is not what our responsibility towards you is. Our responsibility towards you is when you go to that industry, when they say that use microservices in this particular aspect, you should tell them that, can I do a little experiment with microservices? I can do a little something different from what you originally thought of, and I can show you that there can be a better solution. That's the kind of student we want to give to the industry. And for that to be driven, the vision has to be futuristic. And that is what we are. We ensure that the learning is tool-based, it is industry-connected, and there is a lot of societal engineering projects. We tie up with Purdue University, other universities, to ensure that the project-based learning is something which is not just simulated, not just done because it has to be done, but it is done for a purpose. So with a clear purpose, I think this fancy light is deviating me a little bit. You can turn it off. It's okay if they don't see me. It's sufficient if they hear me and listen to my presentation. But if you still need it, keep it. I'll bear the light. So make sure you're working on the societal projects for a reason, for making an impact, right? When we do all these kind of projects, a lot of students used to ask us, sir, a simulated project is much better. I can vary a lot of parameters. This societal project is wasting a lot of my time. I'm not able to, get a complete picture. But then these students, they get back to me and they say that, sir, I got a seat in CMU, Carnegie Mellon University. And the first thing that those people have asked me is, what is the impact that you had on the society from your learning? And that is where I could answer from my project. And I think that is what has given me that seat. And I'm very proud with this kind of a learning. I have some of the best students get into the top 10 universities in the world today. We have our alumni in the finest institutions today in the world. And they drive our academics. They connect with their juniors. We don't have to tell them. They connect with their juniors. They spend a lot of time talking to each other in the nights. And then they say that, oh, we'll tell to Harikiran sir that this should be included. Right? So there's a lot of brainstorming that happens among themselves before they reach us. And of course, we look at outcomes which are more towards research, which are more towards building your intellectual property. So a student should be proud about the intellectual property that they have built over the 4 years. This is what has come out of my mind. This is my think tank. This is my baby that I have nurtured over the 4 years. Right? So with this kind of a philosophy, let's now move to the next steps on looking at what flexibilities do we have. Now this is a very fancy slide. It shows these are all the different kinds of flexibilities we have. But before I get into the understanding of what the flexibilities are, the first question is, why flexibilities? Intermediate, schooling, how was your learning? You just went into the school, they said there are 6 subjects, these are the textbooks, so you studied those 6 subjects. Intermediate, BPC, MPC, again 5 subjects, there's maths, there is physics, there is chemistry, there are 2 languages, 5 clear subjects, 5 clear textbooks, you studied whatever they wanted you to study. But why all of a sudden so many flexibilities that we are talking about when it comes to engineering? That's because we believe that it's not because we want to showcase, we want to tell the world that we give a lot of flexibilities, right? Our principal was saying that you'll get many set of courses that you can choose from. Very true. But our intention is not to have that grand look. Our intention is not to showcase to the whole world that we give a lot of flexibilities. The reason why we give flexibilities is because we believe that when you make a choice, you become more responsible. We want you to shoulder that responsibility when you take up these flexibilities. As you go from a baby to a school-going student, to a college-going student, to an adolescent, and to 18 years of age, we want you to start shouldering that responsibility. I have a lot of my senior students who keep talking to me, who keep calling me saying that, sir, why not this course? Why shouldn't I take that other course? I'm more interested in that. I want to pick that. I want to achieve this in that course. That's the kind of thought process that should be there in your mind. You should feel that responsibility that I like this course, that's why I'll study this course and I'll achieve this in this course. So students should start taking a lot of responsibilities when they take the flexibilities. That's the intention, right? And what kind of flexibilities do we offer? The first one is the program flexibilities. So let's quickly understand what program flexibilities are. A lot of you might have got admitted into a program. So when you get admitted into a program, that program is B.Tech CSE is a program. B.Tech ECE is a program. B.Tech AIDS is a program. So you get admitted into a program and you graduate with a degree. Let's quickly understand the difference between program and degree. You get admitted into a program, you graduate with a degree. Usually, a lot of universities, a lot of colleges, this program that you get admitted into, the degree that you get, they are one and the same. So you join a university as a B.Tech CSC program student, you graduate with a B.Tech CSC degree, right? But that's not what we wanted at KL. We want you to improvise this program. You joined as a B.Tech CSC student in a program called B.Tech CSC. But when you graduate, we want you to build on that program. We want you to design that program and transform that into a degree that is more useful for you in your career. So for that purpose, this program has got a lot of flexibilities that you can map onto it and eventually graduate with a degree of your choice, right? So in that regard, what we do is we give choices in the major. Major is the branch that you got admitted into. So if you're a B.Tech CSC student, CSC is your major. If you're a B.Tech ECE student, ECE is your major. B.Tech AIDS student, AIDS is your major. In that major, we want you to avail these choices, right? We want you to not just confine to a CSC degree, CSC major. We want you to enhance that as honors in CSC. Honors through research in CSC, honors through innovation in CSC, honors through experiential learning in CSC, right? Which shows the world that this is not a normal student unlike any other student from other colleges. He has done something more in that major. He is not like those lakhs of CSC graduates coming out of the colleges today, but he has learned something in depth. He has put in more effort towards that CSC, towards that AIDS, towards that ECE. And showing that depth of knowledge in the major is what we call as honors. And when you study that in depth, depending on what outcomes you demonstrate, that honors gets translated into honors through research or honors through innovation or honors through experiential learning. So when I study in depth and when I showcase my depth of study in terms of research outcomes, my degree becomes an honors through research degree. If I study in depth and if I work towards establishing my own startup with my innovative thoughts, then my degree translates into honors through innovation degree. The moment I say innovation and startup, because today we have a lot of parents, I also wish to add a few words here before I forget about it. Startup anagane, student parent mohank chustar. Student looks at the parent's face and parent is like, no, we are not a business family. Forget about all this startup business. You are here to study. What startup? We don't want to invest in all this business. None of our family members are into business. This is the usual conversation that happens at home. Whenever a student says, I want to have a startup for myself. Parents should realize that establishing a startup, having a career in innovation is not about doing business. It is about having an innovative idea and convincing people that this idea works. You don't have to worry about, oh, I don't have money to invest. If he is establishing a business, where do I get the money from? You're not someone who is investing there. A student startup especially is that domain where there are investors and you need to convince those investors to fund for your startup. That's the beauty of innovation. And a lot of students think that, sir is asking me to work on a startup, but then what happens to my placement? Right? A lot of these startup people said that you have to be a job provider, don't be a job seeker. You're not putting up a startup for all those reasons. They are all the outcomes, well and good if you have achieved it, but that's not your motto. Your motto is to ensure that an idea that you have with the skill that you possess, you convince someone saying that invest into my idea, it can work wonders for you. Isn't that exactly what you do in an interview? That's exactly what you do in an interview also. You sit in front of someone and tell them that, see, this is what my skill is, and you can recruit me. You can spend money on me, and I can do wonders for you. So my students who work on honors through innovation are the first people to get into high pay package jobs. So we are not at KL. If they establish a startup, if they are successful, wonderful, no doubt about it. But startups are not encouraged just because we want them to get into a startup business. We encourage startups because we want them to showcase their innovative side. So as parents, please encourage your kids. Encourage your kids if they have an innovative idea. Encourage them if they want to establish a startup. We will guide them on how to convince people on investing into it. You're not investing into it. So let the student and the parent be very clear about all this, right? We have a lot of incubation centers at Vijayawada campus, at the Hyderabad campuses, where students can be funded for their innovative ideas. So utilize all those opportunities. Let your students showcase to the world what innovative ideas they have. The moment I say innovative ideas, again, parents and students think that, oh, this have to be very big, very complex ideas. No. Even the simplest innovative ideas bring in a lot of value. So if a student comes up with an innovative thought, do not discourage that. See what he's trying to tell you and try to understand his thought process. And when that student approaches us, we will give him all the leverage to translate that innovative thought into a startup, into something where people can invest, into something where people can invest and make a lot of money. So encourage those little innovations that students have today. This generation has a different thought process as compared to the older generations. So start identifying that spark as a parent. And when a student cannot themselves come to us, you approach us saying that, sir, he's talking about some innovative idea. Did you talk to him about it? That is where the parent-teacher interaction should be. That is how we together build their future. A lot of parents, when they bring their kids to KL University, the first thing they'll say to the principal is, sir, తీసుకొచ్చి మీ చేతుల్లో పెడుతున్నాము, అంతా మీదే బాధ్యత, 4 ఏళ్ళు మీరు అసలు తీర్చిదిద్దేయండి మా పిల్లల్ని, అసలు మేము రిలాక్స్ అయిపోతున్నాం, KL యూనివర్సిటీలో పెట్టేసాం మా పిల్లాడిని. పేరెంట్స్ తెలుసుకోవాల్సిన విషయం ఏంటంటే, KL యూనివర్సిటీలో పిల్లాడిని పెట్టినప్పుడు పిల్లాడు బాగా చదవాల్సిందే 4 ఏళ్ళు, పిల్లాడితో పాటు మీరు కష్టపడాల్సిందే 4 ఏళ్ళు, రైట్? మేము ఫ్రీగా వదిలేస్తాము, ఇప్పుడు మనశ్శాంతిగా ఉంటాము, ఇలాంటి స్టేట్మెంట్స్ కుదరవు, రైట్? స్టూడెంట్స్ కరెక్ట్గా చెప్పానా? అంతే కదా, వాళ్ళు కూడా తీసుకోవాలి కదా బాధ్యత. మన మీదేనా ఏంటి బాధ్యత ఉండేది? దే ఆల్సో హ్యావ్ టు టేక్ ది రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీ. నేను ఏం చేస్తున్నాను, నాకు ఎలాంటి సపోర్ట్ కావాలనేది కాలేజ్లో మేము చూస్తాం, ఇంట్లో వాళ్ళు కూడా చూడాలి. ఈ 3 పీపుల్ వర్క్ చేస్తేనే దెర్ ఇస్ ఫెంటాస్టిక్ ఫ్యూచర్. The parent, the student, and the university. The reason why I am emphasizing this is because today, especially after COVID, students go through a lot of psychological issues, right? Our chief guest has mentioned in his presentation, in his statement today, that go to your faculty not just to clarify your technical doubts, but also any doubt that you have for your life, right? That is how all these 3 parties, that is the university, the parent, and the student, should talk to each other, should take responsibility. The moment I say parents should take responsibility, some parents take it in another way. They'll be like, పద ఇప్పుడు చెప్తాను ఈ పని, నువ్వు ఇంటికి వెళ్ళిన దగ్గర నుంచి రూమ్లో కూర్చో, కదిలేవంటే ఇంకేం లేదు, నేను బయట కాపలా కాస్తూ ఉంటా. సార్ చెప్పారు నాకు, సార్ టోల్డ్ మీ దట్ ఐ హ్యావ్ టు బీ వెరీ విజిలెంట్ ఆన్ యూ, రైట్? నువ్వు ల్యాప్టాప్లో ఏం చేసినా నాకు చూపించి ఈ రోజు నుంచి. That is one kind of support, I don't deny on that. But the other support is, look if the student is getting stressed. Look what kind of psychological pressure that the student is having, right? It is your role that is more crucial at that point of time. ఈరోజు చాలామంది పిల్లలు కోవిడ్ తర్వాత they come to us, they talk to us very openly, and in some of the cases they keep telling us, సార్ నాకేం అర్థం కావట్లేదు, నాకేంటో రకరకాల థాట్స్ వస్తున్నాయి. చాలా మంది స్టూడెంట్స్ దే కమ్ టు అస్ అండ్ ఓపెన్లీ సే సార్ సూసైడల్ టెండెన్సీస్ ఉంటున్నాయి నాకు పోస్ట్ కోవిడ్, రైట్? అంటే దిస్ ఇస్ ఆల్ బికాస్ ఆఫ్ కన్ఫ్యూజన్. దిస్ ఇస్ ఆల్ బికాస్ ఆఫ్ టూ మెనీ థింగ్స్ అరౌండ్ దెమ్. దిస్ ఇస్ ఆల్ బికాస్ నేను ఏఐ చదవాలి, డేటా సైన్స్ చదవాలి, క్లౌడ్ చదవాలి, ఫుల్ స్టాక్ చదవాలి, ఇవన్నీ చదవాలని ఒక ప్రెషర్, ఒక ఆతృత, రైట్? దట్ state of mind where you want to study too many things. You genuinely want to study too many things, but there are too many things to study, right? So tell the student to take a step back, relax, focus on your priority, take it step by step. Your role is more crucial to tell the student these things. When I say there are too many flexibilities, I ensure that I tell this to my students. See, as a university, I cater to about 20,000 students. So when I talk to 20,000 students, when I cater to 20,000 students, I give umpteen choices. For a B.Tech student who has to graduate in 4 years, they might have to do about 60 courses in 4 years. For that 60 courses, we build around 2,000 courses. On one side, I'll be very proud saying that, oh, 2000 launch 60 choose coach, fantastic choices. But on the other side, I tell the same student that don't panic. ఆ 2000 చూసి నువ్వు కంగారు పడద్దు. నువ్వు ఏం చేయాలనుకుంటున్నావు అది మాత్రం చూడు. Stay focused, prioritize. So when we give flexibilities, while we want you to take responsibility on one side, we also want you to prioritize your learning on the other side. Today, a lot of students, because of so much of digital information available around, they start working on one course and they are like, database చదువుతున్నాం కదా, I have to also think about full stack. ఒకసారి ఈ వీడియో ఆపేసి ఇంకో వీడియో ఓపెన్ చేసి ఫుల్ స్టాక్ చదువుదాం. ఫుల్ స్టాక్ చదివేటప్పుడు రెండు నిమిషాలు అవగానే క్లౌడ్ ఏదో బాగుంది, క్లౌడ్ అంటున్నాడు ఫ్రెండ్ ఎవరో ఫోన్ చేసి, క్లౌడ్ వీడియో కూడా చూద్దాం. Too many distractions. Distractions do not come only from Instagram. Distractions come from within, from technology also. Right? I slightly differ from my friend's statement on do not use Instagram. Use Instagram, but use it in the right way. That is what he also said. Right? Use it in the right way. Use it to enhance your technical skills, and there also prioritize what you're watching. When I started using Telegram to communicate with my students, I felt that a lot of my students were on Instagram, so I started connecting with them on Instagram. Oka 2-3 days nenu deviate ayipaya, bold and reels vastunnai anni choose enjoy chestunna. But then I realized that no, let me stay focused. Then I started following a lot of technical stuff on Instagram. After 2-3 days I realized that ee technical stuff inta chudtam kanna paatade better. Then on technical stuff also I started prioritizing. Right? I'll not follow too many technical videos also. I'll only follow a few technical videos. So prioritize your learning. With too many choices, there are a lot of risks also. And as parents, your role is to see that the student stays calm. The student stays focused. So a calmness, a focus, whenever it is getting little disturbed, your role becomes vital. You're there to tell them that it is perfectly all right. If you're not able to learn, take a break. Take a break for a day or two. Let us go out, let us spend time, let us then come back and start focusing. Right? A lot of students these days have also got a lot of health issues, health complications. And when I talk to parents, when they come to my office, this is how parents' conversation is. They say that, సార్ మా అబ్బాయికి ఇదిగోండి ఈ పర్టికులర్ ప్రాబ్లం ఉంది, ఆ పర్టికులర్ ప్రాబ్లం ఉంది, ఈ హెల్త్ ఇష్యూ ఉంది, ఆ హెల్త్ ఇష్యూ ఉంది. I become very nervous on listening to all that. But end of all those statements, parents says that, sir, exams రాసేయొచ్చా ఇప్పుడు వచ్చి? I was like, where are you from? If I were in your place, I would say if he has got so many problems, my focus would be on his health. Leave that exam, leave that damn exam aside, put it aside. That's not a priority. Health is a priority. Let me focus on that. Yes, education definitely is one of the priorities, but health comes first. You need to sort it out. If you're getting so disturbed that you're not able to focus on your education, then you must take a call saying that, okay, let me focus on my health, get rid of all these problems, then I'll stay focused on my education. Don't put your feet on two parallel boats at the same time, health and education. And this is where I also want to drive in a very important point in KL University. A lot of students, this is for students especially, think that engineering studies is like, oh, you go one day to the college, the other day you bunk, you go out to movies with friends, third day you come to college, fourth day you bunk, go to some workshop somewhere. Attendance at KL University is very strictly looked into. We want students to have 85% minimum attendance. And there is a reason for that. The reason is you be on campus, you sit in the class, you learn from your peers, you learn from your faculty, not just from faculty, not just from the lecture slides that I show, but learn from your friends. Learning what? Technical stuff, along with technical stuff, all the world requires. And for that reason, we insist students to have 85% attendance. And we are very particular about it. Right? And if you have strong health reasons where you can't spend enough time on campus, I would strongly say, put aside your semester, focus on health, and then come back. Do not just force yourself into all these aspects simultaneously. Right? So with all these choices of major, we also provide program add-ons. The add-ons, what they do is they give you that focus on the depth of courses, the breadth of courses. So before we make you understand this a little better, what you should understand is how is your 4-year journey structured? What do you do in first year? What do you do in second year? What do you do in third year? What do you do in fourth year? The first year is primarily meant for logic building. It's primarily meant for innovative thinking. It's primarily meant for design thinking. It's primarily meant to enhance your coding skills. So in the first year, we want you to focus on your logic building abilities completely. Sharpen your brain, think differently, think in different ways on how to solve a problem. That is the reason why there is a lot of emphasis on coding skills, and this is not just for CSE students, it is for everybody. Logic building is required for every student, whether he is from medical background also. So first year entirely is focused on your logic building skills, your innovative thought process. Second year is on the foundations, on the core courses, core engineering courses. You will, in the second year, you will start understanding, you will start getting into the roots of what engineering education is. That gives you a strong foundation for your entire future. So second year, you must emphasize on learning your engineering skills to the depth. Third year, having learnt what engineering is, having that mind to build logic, third year, you decide whether you want to go for breadth of learning or depth of learning. When you say breadth of learning, you're trying to apply your engineering knowledge into different domains. That is what we call breadth of learning. Or decide if you want to go into depth of learning. Take one specific domain, deep dive into it. Right? So students can choose, and both of them are equally good. Some people would try to apply their engineering knowledge into various domains that are available today. So if I'm a computer science engineer, if I've had my strong foundation in second year, third year I'll utilize to put this computer science knowledge into different domains, a business domain, a medical domain, an artistic domain. So I'll try to show my applications in all these domains and tell the world that, see, I'm best at putting my ideas into applications. Otherwise, I can take one specific domain, deep dive into it, become more expert into it, become more specialized into it. That is what third year is meant for. Fourth year, we don't want you to be on campus. We want you to be in the industry. Fourth year is meant for your internships. Fourth year is meant for your projects. We want you to explore the world, showcase them that this is how I have learned my 3 years. Right? That is the fourth year of your journey. Right? Is this clear for everyone? First year is on logic building abilities. Second year is on core engineering. Third year is on either get into the breadth of knowledge or depth of knowledge. Fourth year is for the industry. Whatever you have done in third year, either the breadth or the depth, get into that industry, start showcasing your skills in the industry. Right? Learn back from the industry. That is what fourth year is meant for. Right? And all these program add-ons are for your third year and further. For that breadth of knowledge or depth of knowledge is what you would use all these program add-ons for. Right? Now today's presentation is only an overview. As Dean Academics, I will get back to you in your first semester and second semester, give you a lot of orientation on how to take all these flexibilities, what is the meaning behind all these flexibilities, how do you make your choices. I will have a detailed conversation with you as we go forward. Today, I will cover as much as what is needed for both student and the parent to understand. All right, let's move further. In terms of course flexibilities, what we have seen in the previous slide is program flexibilities. Once you get into a program is a combination of courses. So when you choose courses, there also you have a lot of flexibilities. You have several categories of courses where you have choices to make. And in each course, we deal them in different ways. Say suppose you pick a course called Operating Systems. That course Operating Systems is offered in different flavors. We call them as modes. Right? A student who wishes to study that course only to a basic level studies that in a regular mode. A student who wants to deep dive into that course studies that in an advanced mode. A student who wants to deep dive into the course and want to do several activities in that course, they study that course in experiential learning mode. Now, the moment I say this, every parent is like, oh, study every course in E mode. That is not what you're supposed to. Study those courses which excite you, which are of interest for you in the A mode or E mode. Other courses, study them in the regular mode. Right? Is that clear? So we'll have more elaborate conversations on this as we go forward. Registration flexibilities. One thing that I have to tell you is, every semester, when you get into the semester, there is a process called registration. Registration process defines what you wish to study in that semester. Chala mandi parents and students kottaga join అయిన వాళ్ళు ఏమనుకుంటారంటే ఫీజు కట్టేసాం అయిపోయింది చదివేసుకుంటాడు. No, that's not how it works. Once you pay that semester fee, there is a process called registration. Registration is where you pick courses and say that this is what I wish to study. And you finalize. You finalize saying that this is the set of courses I am studying this semester. Those set of courses could be different for different people. Your friend might have a different combination of courses. You might have a different combination of courses. You might have studied some courses because of which you will take next level courses in the next semester. Your friend takes probably a different courses in the next semester. Right? So you need to undergo that registration process. In that registration, I wish to specifically make you understand this. We have something called as acceleration and deceleration. Principal has mentioned today that there are students on campus. They are writing exams. What the hell are they doing in summer? They should be there at home. Why are they on campus? The semester did not begin yet. So what are they doing on campus? What they were doing in campus is every student on campus? No. Only some of them are there on campus. The others are all enjoying their vacation. What are these people doing on campus? While others are all enjoying their vacation, which is also a good thing, I don't deny that. But these students, what they felt was, let me utilize this 1 month time or 2 months time to study 2 courses little early than the other students. And we call that process as acceleration. So students choose to accelerate their courses. They wish to study little early compared to the other students. Now, why should I accelerate? The moment I say this, parents, I see that glow on parents. They are like, oh, my son might complete his B.Tech in 3 years instead of 4 years. Is that what acceleration means? Acceleration partially means that, but what you need to have clarity is we cannot give you a B.Tech degree for 3 years. Even if you accelerate, your degree, you get it in 4 years only. But what is the benefit of acceleration is, when you study these courses slightly early than others, during the regular semester, you can spend your free time on specific activities. I'll tell you plan of some of the students. It is really good to listen from them. What they say is, let's assume your second year has got, first semester of second year has got 6 courses. I do 2 courses in the summer. So how many courses do I have in second year first semester? 4 courses pending. Now will I only study 4 courses? What will they do? From 2-2 they'll pick 2 courses and study early in 2-1. So how many courses are they studying in 2-1? 6 courses. How many courses do they have in 2-2? 4 courses. What will they do? From 3-1 they'll pick 2 courses, study in 2-2. Right? So how many courses are they studying in 2-2? 6 courses. How many courses do they have to study in 3-1? 4 courses. But there is a summer again in between. In that summer, he will study 2 more courses of 3-1. So how many courses are left to study in 3-1? Only 2 courses. Right? Now what will I do is, these 2 courses of 3-1, I will decelerate to 3-2. I'll push them to 3-2. I will get this entire 3-1 semester to work focusedly on my own targets. I would either work on my project, I'll work on my startup, I'll work on my research. I can take a faculty mentor from an IIT and work with him on a research project. I can work on my startup. I can build a product for myself in that semester. So we call those semesters as special purpose semesters. Right? Some students go for internships in those special purpose semesters. So that means internships can be taken not just in the final year, but also in one of the semesters during the entire first, second, and third years. So almost 1.5 years you can spend on internships or projects. That is how students plan acceleration and deceleration. They go hand in hand. When you accelerate few courses, you can also decelerate a few courses. Right? Is that clear, everyone? So that's the registration flexibilities and then the learning flexibilities. So when you take a course, when you register into a course in that semester, you can choose to have different learning flexibilities. As I said, some students may opt to independently learn. Right? So you may say that, sir, can you please give me permission for attendance waiver in this course? I wish to learn it independently. Learning independently doesn't mean we leave the student completely. We will allocate a faculty mentor. Wherever they have doubts, they can spend time with the faculty and discuss those doubts. The leverage we give to the student is on the attendance waiver. Why do we do that? Because the student has a purpose. If the student is independently learning something, that means during those class hours, they wanted to do something else. So we will ask them to define what is that you want to do something else. What is the outcome? When you can clearly define that, we are happy to give you that independent learning. And that task could be anything. Don't assume that it has to be a technical task. Right? I have students from various campuses who come to me and say that, sir, I have interest in filmmaking. So I wanted to work on a short film. I wanted to send that short film to this particular film festival. So I wanted to take 1 or 2 courses for independent learning. We will ask the student to clearly define what the outcome is, right? And based on that outcome, we will allocate a faculty mentor to see whether they are learning properly or not independently. And we will check the outcome at the end of the semester. This is to encourage students on their different skills. We believe that students should not just focus on their technical skills, they should focus on the variety of skills that they enjoy working on. That is only when we can build a student in 360 degrees. We cannot simply say 4 years focus only on computer science. We cannot say 4 years do only computer science, build only computer science projects. If we do that, student doesn't see how this computer science can be used in other fields. The moment I give student a flexibility to build a short film, this student will use his computer science knowledge in building that short film. I give him that scope to utilize his technical skills in his hobbies and come up with something more interesting for them. Right? So that is exactly where we have different ways in which a student can learn. The evaluation flexibilities. So till intermediate, your evaluations were all standard, right? What did you have as evaluation till intermediate? You have a course, there is a mid exam, there is a weekly quiz, there is an end exam, right? Is that how it is? How it was? But in engineering at KL, you can start working on different evaluation components. You can tell your faculty that, sir, I don't want to write a traditional exam, I want to instead do a project. You look at what the project I have done, based on that evaluate me. You can tell your faculty that, sir, I'm working on a project outside as a consultant. Can I use that project for this evaluation? Yes, you can. So at this point, I also want to inform everyone that students should start looking at consultancy projects right from their second year. They should start working on client-based projects right from second year so that they can start earning. Earn while you learn is one motto KL wants to strongly push you towards. The focus is not on earning. The focus is on showcasing that whatever you have learned, you can earn from it. You can only earn when you showcase that skill. Why would someone pay you if you do not have a skill? So right from second year, I have a lot of students who earn almost 1 lakh per month by utilizing their skills by doing projects. And when students do that, tomorrow I don't have to worry about their placement. Companies will take them. The moment you showcase to a company that, see, someone has paid me for my skill, what better than a grade sheet or a certificate than this? Right? So if someone has believed in me, someone has paid me for my work, I think there is no better grade sheet than that. So when you showcase this, you will get high pay package jobs. So I'm not worried about placements. I'm not worried about where you will be in your career afterwards, if we can drive our entire academics in this fashion. All right? So you can work on a variety of contemporary evaluation components. You can build video logs. How many of you do reels on Instagram? A lot of you watch reels on Instagram, but how many of you do reels on Instagram? Put your hands up. Be proud if you're doing that. Don't shy off. Isn't there one person in this room who does reels on Instagram? Seriously? I think parents should allow their kids to do that. And these kind of evaluation components also are something that we want to bring in. Right? A video log, building a video log on a technical aspect. Doing an Instagram reel on some fashion thing is okay. But we want you to do a video on your technical abilities, right? So we want to evaluate, use that for evaluation. So a student doesn't have to write an exam like any other theory exam. They can come up with all these innovative evaluation components. You can discuss that with your faculty prior and say that, sir, this is what I'm good at. So in this course, can I do all this? Right? So start building video logs, start building projects, start writing articles, start getting mentored by different people. Do not confine just to KL University. Start learning from different global courses, look at their evaluation components. So these are all the innovative evaluation components that we are working on. I wish to emphasize the last one, work in lieu. That is what I was saying, earn while you learn. If you're working on a project, let us know. We can give you equivalence for that project. Say suppose you got an outside project, someone asked you to build something and they're paying you for that. You can always get back to us and say that, sir, this is what I'm doing. Can I get an equivalence for this work in my courses? Yes, you can. All right? So we use all these different ways of learning. Our principal was mentioning about flipped learning. So I wish to spend a little time on that flipped learning. I'll not go too much in depth in this slide. Till date, till intermediate, till 10+2, how do you define a good student? A good student is someone who wakes up early, fresh in their mind, takes their notebooks, packs their bag, goes to the class, sincere, on time, opens the notebook, lecturer comes into the class, teaches a concept, notes down everything, listens everything carefully, puts everything on the notes, goes back home, studies well. That's how a routine looks like, right? Let us try to flip this in engineering. What do you mean by flipping it? Learning should not start in the class. What were you doing till now, till intermediate? You were like, oh, my teacher will teach me something today, so let me go into the class, let me learn there. Learning there is starting in the class. Learning should not start in the class. Learning should start at home before you go to the class. When you do that, when you go to a class prepared, what happens is you will spend most of your time in class effectively on solving complex problems. Classroom is meant for spending time with your friends, spending time with faculty on solving complex problems. To do that, all those little things should be learnt at home first. Then you should go to the class. Otherwise, most of the time in the class is spent teaching you simple things. Right? What happens when you go to a class unprepared? Lecturer has to start from the very beginning, teach you all the smaller things, and by the time they get to solve a complex problem, it's already time. So what does the lecturer do? They'll give that complex problem to you, say that, okay, go and work it out at home. At home, who are all there with you? None. You're all alone. But if that simple learning is something that you do at home and come to a class, then while you solve that complex problem, you have your friends, you have your faculty there with you to help you. And that's exactly what flipped learning is, right? So from today, make sure that for every engineering class that you go prepared to the class. You study ahead, you may not understand everything, that's all right. But you study, you prepare, you take notes, and then go to the class. The moment you start doing it, the moment everyone in the class starts doing it, the class can be much, much more effective. As our chief guest has mentioned today, it is important on how much you derive from faculty. Faculty are not teachers. Engineering faculty are called lecturers for a reason. They are not teachers. Who's a teacher? A teacher is someone who makes sure that everyone in the class understands every concept in depth completely. But engineering faculty are not teachers. They are facilitators. They guide you. But the major responsibility of learning lies on you. The more you work, the more you solve problems, the more you go to a class prepared, the more you can extract from the faculty. So talk to them, spend time with them, take consultation from them, sit with them, show them the problem that you have solved, see where you went wrong, and then let them help you solving it. That is exactly how you need to utilize your faculty. They are not meant to teach every little thing in the class. Engineering is so vast that you can't cover everything in the class. They can guide you. For every 1 hour of class that happens, you should sit at least 3 hours at home or in library learning about it. Only then, that is when the learning is complete. Learning is not complete just in a classroom. Right? 9 to 5, 8 hours I have studied, done for the day, I can go home, do something else. But come after that, sit on what you have learned. Prepare for what is there for tomorrow. And then go to the college. Right? Is that clear for everybody? Right. So as you take a walk into every year, there are 2 specific categories of targets you need to set for yourself. Academic targets, career targets. Every semester, define these for yourself. Put it on paper. Take help from your college. Take help from your faculty. Ask them to help you define your targets. Clearly define these targets and try to achieve them. I always tell students that a lot of hard work is needed for engineering. If you think that engineering is all not much of hard work, it is useless for you to study engineering. Engineering should have a lot of hard work, but that hard work must come in with a lot of honesty. Honest hard work should come with clear goals. No goal, lot of hard work again is useless. Right? So hard work with honesty, honest hard work with clear goals, and achieving these goals with honest hard work and showcasing them. These 4 points must be clearly noted by every student. You must take up these 4 things in every semester, every year. What are those 4 points? Hard work with a lot of honesty, with clear goals defined, with clear targets defined. And once you achieve this, showcase that hard work. A lot of people do not showcase what they do, do not showcase the kind of hard work they put in. But in today's digital world, showcasing your hard work is as equally important as the hard work itself. So these 4 major points, I want you to start focusing right from day 1 of your journey. And with that, I'll wind up the session here. I'll be here for the rest of the day. You can always catch up with me, talk to me, clarify all your doubts. I may not clarify every little doubt that you have on day 1 itself, but I'll appreciate if we can have a conversation, right? With that, I think we should close the session. Yeah, all right. So your principal wants you to ask doubts right now itself. So this, the platform is open for you, the stage is open for you to raise and ask questions, and I can answer all of those. I'll also take help of Koteshwara Garu to answer some of those questions.
Yeah, dear parents and students, there are other parents and students sitting in various classrooms, because we have scheduled this orientation in 4 slots, starting from today at 10 o'clock and again 2 o'clock in the afternoon, again tomorrow at 10 o'clock and again 2 o'clock in the afternoon, day after tomorrow, not day after. So on first come, first serve, like something like that, we allowed students and parents here, and remaining all others are in the classrooms, and they have posted some doubts. Who are here, you can directly ask me. My students and other members will provide you the mic. You can share the doubts raised by the parents in other classrooms, other rooms. Just would like to ask, sir. Physics and chemistry, don't force on physics and chemistry, engineering physics and chemistry. think Sir can address. We don't usually force the students to take any course like that.
I want to know the base for this particular question. What do you mean by forcing physics and chemistry in engineering?
They're not here.
Yeah,
maybe, yeah,
but I'll answer that more elaborately. See, nothing is given in our curriculum which doesn't help your career. Anything that is part of the curriculum is meant for your career. We have gone past that stage. We have moved out of those traditional university practices where engineering has got one engineering physics course in first year, one engineering chemistry course in first year. They have a reason. They also had a reason to have those courses in their first year. But our approach is different. We do have physics courses, we do have chemistry courses, but we follow a bottom-up approach. I have to elaborate on this bottom-up approach. Right from first year, we make students start understanding engineering as a black box. So we start teaching them how to apply first, assuming that a product is a black box. Then in the second year, they deep dive into what is there in that black box at a component level. And if students are more interested, they deep dive into those components also, get into their internal working. And there is a stage where to deep dive into internal working, you also require the relevant physics and chemistry behind it. That is when those courses are brought in, right? So courses, there is no course absolutely which is brought in just for the name's sake, just for pushing it onto the students. Right? So do not have that kind of an impression, and we do not push anything onto the student. We want them to learn it thoroughly with a lot of joy. Okay? Next question.
The communication skills part they asked for, but I just want to answer this question. Along with your regular coding skills, we have the model of identifying the students based on the communication ability. It's not just about speaking English, also about a lot of aspects related to communication skills. The team of communication skills has good and experienced people who are graduated from topmost institutions in the country like EFLU, English and Foreign Language Universities. And we insist and we ensure that the students give equal importance to communication skills from the first semester till the fourth year. You want to add anything?
I have a few points to add here. A lot of people think that communication skills is all about great English accent and great English vocabulary, right? So if you're someone who thinks so, you're absolutely wrong. Communication skills are not about great English accent or great English vocabulary. What is English accent? You think speaking in an American accent is good? Speaking in British accent is good? No, even those countries, they clearly teach students that a neutral accent is always the best accent. Right? So learning a language with neutral accent is recommended. But is that something that you will have to work on? Not really. Accent, vocabulary and grammar are not the key points of communication skills. Communication skills only require you to communicate appropriately what is there in your mind to the outsider. I have a little story to tell you. I had a student, two students I had, who got recruited in Adobe for 55 lakh per annum pay package. You might have seen the posters. So the posters are there everywhere, right? So out of these two students, one student was good with communication. The other student had a little background from a village, a rural area. So I don't exactly know her class 10 or intermediate study, but her language was definitely poor. So one day what we did was, our Vice Chancellor has asked these students to gather in a big hall, and he called all the fellow faculty and the junior students to interact with these people. And she was my student, and that was the first time someone was asking her to speak out. I was a little nervous. I know that she cannot speak very good English, right? I was a little nervous. I was like, "Ayyo, pudi ammal maatladamante ఇబ్బంది పడుతుందేమో, వీళ్ళందరూ ఆ అమ్మాయికి ఉన్న స్కిల్ని నేర్చుకోవడం కన్నా ఈ అమ్మాయికి ఇంగ్లీష్ కూడా సరిగ్గా రాదు అన్నట్టు వీళ్ళు ఫీల్ అవుతారేమో అని ఐ వాజ్ లిటిల్ నర్వస్. బట్ దెన్ షీ స్టార్టెడ్ హర్ కాన్వర్సేషన్. The conversation did not change, her language did not change. She was speaking just like how she used to speak early. But the entire conversation, she conveyed very clearly how she got a job in Adobe and how she is working on the internship now, what is the effort that she is putting in. And after about 10-15 minutes into the conversation, I totally forgot that she doesn't have good English skills. I was completely into trying to understand, oh, is this how Adobe work looks like? Or is this how you need to work at Adobe? Is this the kind of hard work you need to put in at Adobe? Right? So she transformed us from what the impression we had on her to completely into what her work at Adobe was. So if you can convey someone what is there in your mind in the right manner, that's exactly what communication skills are. Right? And we wish to nurture that right from day one. We are bringing in a lot of AI-based tools to look into students' communication skills right from day one so that we can nurture it completely throughout. We have language skills course, communication skills course right from first year, and we work on those year after year. So if you feel that your student requires that a lot more, yes, we have it here and we work on it, and it's one of our primary areas where we wish to focus. All right? Yeah, I mean, communication skills are required for any kind of career options, not just placements. Even when you go to higher education, in placements also, whether it is a service-based role or a product-based role, communication skills play a vital role, because doesn't matter how technically strong you are, if you can't explain to your team member about your technological skills, no company wants to recruit you. Right? Will there be a company who will recruit you because you're smart, you're very tech savvy, you're very technologically strong, but you don't open your mouth? No company wants to recruit you. Right? They want to recruit you because you can share your technology with others. Others can understand your skill set. If you cannot share your knowledge with others, no company recruits you. And that sharing is what communication skills are all about. Right? Any other questions?
Classwork.
When do we start classwork? The academic calendar is already up and there.
Yeah, anyway, that is at the end of the session, few minutes. The sessions will start from 15th as a bridge class. That will be there till 27th. 28th onwards, tentatively, the date, not tentatively, it's finalized by the Dean Academics Office for all the campuses, because we have the model of following the academic calendar across the campuses. There is no specific date for this campus. 28th is the effective date of regular classwork, but it is mandatory for everyone to be in the bridge course. There is a purpose, as you said already, there is a purpose for every practice, every policy, and the students must come to the campus from 15th onwards. All the details will be shared from time to time through the mentors. We have alerted already. We have followed a process where 25 students have been given to a mentor. There is a group created, and you please post the messages or the doubts there in the group. If they don't respond, you can come to the campus anyway through students. You can approach us if there is any doubt about it. 25 students are there in the group. Definitely my faculty members or staff members are in touch with you continuously. Those who are in other rooms also, the same message. And when you come to the orientation, the what you call bridge course, or any regular course, as of now there is no books to purchase or something. Once you are in the campus, from time to time the faculty will alert you what to do, and you don't need to be panic about it. Timing, college timings are usually 8 to 4 is the regular time, 6 days a week. And to be honest, to meet our requirements, we work 6 days a week, and sometimes we feel that that's not enough. So
Most of the time we feel that it's not
most of the times. So holidays also very minimal compared to many organizations, many institutions. I'm just telling you honestly. And the dress code and all will make the students comfortably once you are into the campus. will tell you the dress code, a formal wear for students, boys and girls. The ID card, like me, you have to wear the ID card. You have already heard from the seniors of the campus, the rule is same, whether it is a Vadeswaran campus or Aziznagar campus or this campus. Rules are very strict, and the students must adhere to the rules and regulations of the university. That is actually meant for the growth of the student first.
ఆ స్ట్రిక్ట్ రూల్స్ అన్నింటిలో మనం ఎంజాయ్ చేసేది మనం ఎంజాయ్ చేద్దాం.
Many. You can enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
No, I take care of the entire KL University of all the campuses. We design the academic structures and we hand it over to the principals of respective campuses to implement them. Once in a semester, at least. Vijayawada.
So, and I have one more question. This ranking, is it Vijayawada University or is it for
It is for the entire university, yeah.
Because when you see KLH, KL, you differentiate, right?
That's only branding purpose. We call it as a KLH. As a whole, we are KL University. To make ourselves identified, for the branding purposes, we are KLH.
Officially, we are Koneru Lakshmaya Education Foundation deemed to be university. That's our official nomenclature.
All the data submitted to any ranking agency definitely will have the data from all the campuses. For any statutory bodies, the data submitted is from Vadeswaran campus, Aziznagar campus and this campus.
Including NAC as well.
Yes, any statutory.
Yeah, placements also are organized in a central way.
Yeah, a very important point. Many times parents ask me, and of course I clarified at the time itself, any company that is coming to the KL University will visit all the campuses. Very clear, there is no doubt about it. Very clearly I am telling, and you can also check. It's not about one company only to this campus or to the Vadeswaran
So
campus.
when companies ask us for a list of students, right, we get that list from all the campuses, not just from one campus. So opportunities are given equally to every student. It is all with the student on how do they get into that opportunity. We believe in equal opportunities.
Talked about both viewers, like the hard so after the placement, I know I can understand how is that 100% placement. Like when compared with other colleges, take an example of the Boston, they are very clear on the website. How many students have got attended, how many got out. Like that, why can't you place on the website?
It is there on the website.
But it says 100%.
No. There are statistics for each year on how many students were there, how many got placed, and what kind of roles. The statistics is available right on. You can visit the university website. You should be able to see this. Yeah.
Because the campuses have different websites. If you have visited our website, so right now we are in the second year, so we don't have any placement.
Yeah. No, this is a data that we have to showcase to the entire world. There is nothing to hide.
Because I heard that feedback based on that in our it's true or
Yeah, Hyderabad, especially the Borumpet campus, may not have updated it because they're still in the second year.
Yeah, moreover, as I already mentioned, the university model is same. When it comes to the execution or something, there might be little differences. But for branding purposes, we want to maintain a separate website because we want to
Have an identity specifically for Borumpet.
Yeah, we don't want to be like an extension center to that. We want to be different. So that's the reason domain also different. Thank you.
Sir, the student has to carry laptop on the day one itself?
Not really, but by the time he comes or she comes to the campus on 28th for regular sessions, it is mandatory from day one.
Starting from 28th,
Yes,
it's
yes,
mandatory?
yes.
Okay, thank you.
The specifications are already given in the group already, and on the website it is mentioned. Specifications of the laptop, you can buy it or you can have it if you're already using it. No need to buy a specific one.
Do you allow mobile as a student campus?
Mobile we allow, but we have some restrictions not to carry in the classrooms, not to carry in the labs and all. But during free time they are permitted.
Over the past 20 years, we have reworked on our policies. So earlier, there was strict no to carrying mobiles to campus. Today, what we do is we allow students to carry their mobiles in their bags but do not open them on campus. Open them only when there is an emergency.
Yeah, transportation, there is a desk provided in ground floor room. You please contact them and provide the boarding point. Accordingly, they'll frame the routes. Because this is the second year of our campus. Last year routes are same. There are 8 routes operated already. This year we want to add 12 more routes, making 20 routes across the city. Everywhere there is a bus facility, but based on your boarding point, near to the point and all, the transportation department will finalize the routes maybe after a week time or 2 weeks time.
Sir,
Please.
The list is exhaustive, but the kind of collaborations we have, one is they can study a complete year or a semester in those universities, or they can go there for temporary workshops or seminars, or they can plan their higher education there. That is also kind of collaboration we have. Or we also collaborate for research. So we have our students and faculty get exchanged between both the universities. So there is, we do have it as part of graduation program. Yes, we had a couple of students last semester.
This year also, this
Yeah,
semester.
yeah.
Even from this campus, some of the students have gone for an internship in University of Asian Institute of Technology, University of Singapore and Malaysia. Some of the universities, different countries, the students are already into it. It's 2 months program, a semester exchange program, or even faculty are visiting and the faculty are coming. All campuses, whenever there is a program, international collaborations, the Dean International Relations shares that information with all the campuses, ensures that the representation is from all the campuses, and our students and Aziznagar campus, Vijayawada campus, all campuses, students and faculty members visit the foreign universities for collaborations. May it be a short-term collaboration for 2 months or a 6 months or a 1 year. Depending on the nature of the tie-up, nature of the requirement, the duration decides. Like, is it a 2 months or 6 months or 1 year? Maximum is 1 year.
Statistics shows there's more inclination towards Asian universities and European ones, less towards US. Not because we do not have MOUs with them, only because of the cost involved and the visa regulations. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We can dig into those details and give it to you. If you can leave your details with one of our faculty, right, we can share those information, share that information.
Yeah, we will have a series of presentations like by Sir Arkiran Garu Cheppinattu, like about the future law. We have model of calling the deans from Vadeswaran campus frequently, and we'll have the sessions like this. That's the model actually. So Dean International Relations will find a time sometime and address our students, and that's how you can get in detail information about the programs. Every dean will come and visit. That's a model. And our team also visits Vijayawada campus to know how and what is the practice going on. It's a regular model of the communication among all our campuses.
Sir, excuse me.
Yeah.
Sir, are you providing 100% placement or 100% placement assistance?
I'll be the right person to answer that. Our website clearly says 100% placements to all eligible and interested students. Registered students. I will elaborate that statement. Let me be very transparent in that. What we do is, the usual criteria for placements is to have a minimum CGPA of 6.75, which is equivalent to a first class percentage, 60%. And no company recruits students when they have backlogs. So someone who is free of backlogs, someone who has minimum CGPA, we ask them to express interest towards placements, because not every student is keen on placement. Some of them wanted to take up higher education. So those students who are interested, who are eligible, who are interested, they will register. So once they register, saying that we are interested in it, once they're eligible for it with that CGPA and no backlogs criteria, we take complete responsibility to ensure that they get placed. The beauty of KL, though we publish a lot of high pay packages around, the beauty of KL, this is something which I'm saying it out of my own experience, is we work equally motivated till the last student is placed. Even if 2 students are left out, we still have the same big discussion with all the higher management, brainstorm on what has to be done, what more companies have to be brought in, what should we train these 2 students on. And we take equal interest in placing these 2 students also. Even if they are left out at the end, they may only get a minimal package, but still our interest levels would be the same to get them placed. That is the success behind the 100% placements at KL University.
To add that point, we take the career preferences from the students after confirmed by the parents. According to the career preferences, we have the model where if some student is interested in higher education, that's a different. And if some student is interested in placements and having the eligibility, you will be provided with 100% placements.
At this point, I also want to add, see, the learning requirements for any career are almost the same. So parents and students must understand that the learning needs have to be accomplished. Whether you're getting into higher studies or whether you wanted to get into placements, the learning is crucial. It's not that students who aim for higher studies don't have to learn anything, right? A lot of students and parents are usually with this notion. We don't want the training because we wanted to get into higher studies. When you get into higher studies, what do you do there? After higher studies, what are you supposed to do? You're still supposed to get into a job. And who is going to give you placement training then? Right? So we think in depth in all those aspects, and then we plan. There's a heavy planning that goes in. Yeah.
Last question for the day. Other questions, please, I request you to be in touch with your mentor in the group. If you have more doubts, you can interact offline later. Yeah, after this, please.
Thank you, sir. My question is around the topic coding, the ability to coding from first year itself. During our days, we used to start or learn coding after graduation. We used to do some courses, but I understand from you, sir, and also principal, sir, from first year onwards, the student should be able to start coding with logical thinking. So most of the students, they come with zero knowledge on basics of computers or ability to code, because as you said, they learn physics, chemistry, and mathematics and pass the exam. So can you just shed some light on how do you make them coding ready within first year? I mean, that's something I could not...
See, coding focus is more on coding in the first year, but we don't say that entire coding finishes off in first year. So the usual, since you know coding, let me elaborate. We start with a structured programming language in the first semester, get them accustomed to the logic building and the syntax, and make them write basic programs in the first semester. From there, we move on to data structures in the second semester, where they start building complex programs. As they move to second year, there are courses on algorithms and their analysis, which makes them work on complex algorithms, right? So that's the introductory part to coding, and then we ensure that students keep that practice on. So coding doesn't end in first year. The focus on logic building starts in first year. There are courses that get into second year also, where there's a lot of emphasis on coding.
Yeah, snacks are arranged, high tea is arranged, cellar. Fourth floor, I request the parents and students, please have the high tea facility there. That exit will directly go to the fourth floor. If you have any doubt, I request the parents to be in touch with mentor. They will directly escalate that to us. We'll resolve it if there is any issue. Mostly they'll take care.
All right, thank you everyone.
Thank you everyone, and I think you don't need to stay later. Next session will again start at 2 o'clock. If you have any doubt regarding transportation or the placements, there is a placement coordinator sitting in the ground floor. You can all have a detailed interaction. Hostel facility also, I request the parents who are from other parts of state or the other parts, or even Hyderabad people who are from longer distances would like to see the hostel facility. There is a beautiful facility provided, and